into a full-out chase. They repeatedly tried to lasso the emu, but the bird simply ran away. Minutes later, success. CBS News Philadelphia was the only station there as employees hauled the 150-pound bird out of the woods and into this trailer. Back at the farm, the bird was carried to its enclosure. Alfaro says she's going to take the emu to a vet to check for a possible leg injury. It was the end of a wild day. And how do you feel now?
Much better. One less thing to worry about.
That emu is surprisingly quick. Looks like it would be a slow bird, but it's not.
The emu is very emo. He's just like walking in the rain. Like that's just an emo music video back from like 2007. You're just walking down the street in the rain. It's
very
like
slow,
it's not a phase, Mom. This is me.
Sad.
Yeah.
He almost looks like a dinosaur.
Kind of does. Yeah. Something from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that the emu is safe and not actually emo. Well, coming up on Good Morning Northwest right now, a man is arrested in Richland after threatening someone with a sword. What the Richland Police Department is saying about the case.
The construction of a new roundabout is set to begin today in Pasco. We'll tell you how it could impact your daily commute.
In Yakima, airport traffic was temporarily halted when a man ran onto the runway. We have the story.
And it is a very mild morning out there, which is sort of an omen for how hot it's going to be later today. I'll tell you just how hot and how to prep for that coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, July 8th, and even though it's early in the morning here, it's still warm out there.
It's hot out there, a little hotter than usual that we've been seeing, and apparently it's only getting hotter. We got to check in with our expert, though, our chief meteorologist, Josh Colbreth.
Josh, that heat is here. What can we expect as we're waking up this morning?
Yeah, we can expect comfortable, very mild temperatures for this morning, but a little bit later today, very hot stuff. And of course, that's going to up the fire danger, which is why I'm going to start off with this graphic. Just the one active wildfire right now. We were able to take the Slide Ranch fire off this map, so now it's just the Dorp Road fire. This one is now 75% contained. Not a lot of fire activity around the perimeter, so if something does change with that, we'll of course let you know. Right now, like I said, pretty mild stuff, 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We're also in the 50s and 60s for the lower Columbia Basin, 60s and 70s this morning for the foothills of the Blues. So very warm stuff already in Walla Walla. A little bit later today, very hot, likely getting around 105, 106 in the Tri-Cities. That'll place us at about 15 degrees above average for this time of the year. We have expansive and extensive excessive heat warnings and heat advisories that run until 10 p.m. on Wednesday. If you're going to be outside for today, if you're going to walk the dog, of course, try to do that earlier in the morning. Stay hydrated, make sure the kids are staying hydrated, and check on those vulnerable populations, especially the elderly.
Thank you, Josh. And we start with a crime alert in Kennewick now. The Kennewick Police Department is investigating the fatal shooting of a man Saturday evening. Officers responded to a weapons complaint at the Crown Village Apartments at 445 North Volin Street shortly after 7 p.m. Saturday. When they arrived, they found a man in the parking lot with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital but did not survive.
Authorities say it appears to be an isolated incident, but information on the suspect is unknown. They've not released the victim's name at this time.
In Richland, a man has been arrested for allegedly threatening someone with a sword while at a gas station.
The Richland Police Department responded to the area near the Fred Meyer on Welshin Way around 11:30. That was yesterday morning. According to the person who reported the incident, the suspect had ran up to him in a threatening manner and unsheathed his sword. That's when the victim took off on his motorcycle and called 911.
Now, officers found the suspect walking at the intersection of Welshin and Erin Drive and detained him. Authorities say they found a large piece of rebar and a 2-foot-long sword attached to the man's backpack. He was booked into the Benton County Jail for second-degree assault. The suspect and the victim do not know each other. Airport flight traffic in Yakima was temporarily stopped when a man ran onto the runway. The Yakima Police Department was called out to the Yakima Airport just before 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Officials say a man had run onto the runway without permission.
Airport traffic was held so officers could access the runway and capture the man. According to YPD, the man appeared to be in an altered mental state. He was taken into custody and later booked into the Yakima County Jail for criminal trespassing. Continuing coverage now, we have new details on the arrest of a former security guard of the Kennewick School District. Anohelico Calder is accused of kidnapping a teen and taking her to Oregon.
According to court documents, the teen's family was concerned about the girl's relationship with Calder and took their concerns to the school district. At one point, the teen told her mother Calder was planning on getting guardianship of her, and they were moving to South Dakota. Investigators say Calder also gave the teen what is commonly known as a burner phone.
Court documents also say Calder took the teen on spring break without telling her family. When questioned about where the teen may be, investigators say Calder lied and said he hadn't been in contact with her for several weeks. Authorities say they found surveillance video that shows he drove the teen to Oregon. When confronted with this information, investigators say Calder admitted he had taken her. To find more details on this case, go to applevalleynewsnow.com.
A heads up for drivers in Pasco this morning. Construction of a new roundabout at Road 68 and West Court Street begins today.
The City of Pasco's goal with the new roundabout is to improve safety, this by reducing the risk of high-speed collisions at this busy intersection. The work will result in some traffic disruptions, and beginning today, the city will be closing Road 68 at the north end of the intersection of West Court Street. Road 68 south of Court Street will remain open, and there will still be access to area businesses.
The project is expected to continue through mid-September, and drivers should expect detours and delays throughout the duration of the construction period.
The Tri-Cities Airport will be getting nearly $6 million from the FAA for pavement improvements. The airport says the grant will fund the reconstruction of pavement, some of which has been around since World War II.
Officials say the improvements will help keep the airport safe and efficient.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, we've heard a lot about the potential side effects that can come with weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy.
But a new study shows a potentially positive finding, but there are some limiting factors when it comes to this study. We'll be right back.
Ford Bronco Sport with 5 GOAT modes to go over any type of terrain and 4x4 capability across the entire lineup. While Mother Nature might be unpredictable, with a Ford Bronco Sport, you'll be ready.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
When it comes to your health, timing is everything. Health First Urgent Care is your reliable healthcare solution, locally owned and operated, providing care to our community. With locations in Pasco and Richland, we're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. No need to wait in long lines or rush to the ER for minor concerns. At Health First Urgent Care, we've got you covered with on-site x-rays and short wait times. Your health is our priority. Walk-ins are welcome. You can get the care you need when you need it. Health First Urgent Care, because your well-being comes first.
Welcome to Premier Woodworks, your premier source for custom cabinetry and full-service interior design. Our custom designs are brought to life with 3D images to help you visualize the final result. Our high-quality cabinetry is crafted with care and attention to detail. From kitchen and bath design to remodel project management, we're here to make your dream space a reality. Premier Woodworks, located at 109 North Washington Street in Kennewick.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
Ford Bronco Sport with 5 GOAT modes to go over any type of terrain and 4x4 capability across the entire lineup. While Mother Nature might be unpredictable, with a Ford Bronco Sport, you'll be ready.
Take off over a fun park. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back. In health news this morning, a potentially positive finding about certain weight loss medications. A new study shows medications like Ozempic and Wegovy may help significantly lower the risk of certain cancers. Now, there are a couple of caveats here. First, the cancers those drugs seem to help reduce the risk of are closely tied to obesity. The level of risk reduction appears to be similar to that seen with intensive lifestyle change and bariatric surgery. Second, only people with type 2 diabetes were studied. That makes it unclear if people taking the drugs exclusively for weight loss would see the same benefit. Reminder to always consult with your doctor when taking any medication. And in more health news, research has generally focused on the effects of screen time on young children. But now a new study focuses on the effects it has on their parents. ABC's Christian Cordero has more.
Almost all American households are home to a smartphone, laptop, or tablet where many adults scroll for more than 4 hours a day. Researchers from Sweden observed playtime between 50 children aged 2+ and their parents. During playtime, some parents were stopped to complete either a digital or paper questionnaire. The study found no difference between digital versus print interruptions. When parents were distracted, overall exchanges between parents and children were more negative. Parents were less sensitive to children's touch or gaze, and children showed less affection. To strengthen bonds with our children, social scientists advise FaceTime, not screen time, for parents. And with it being summer, one great way to do so is getting outside. With this Medical Minute, I'm Christian Cordero.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, at least 4 Democrats in Congress are publicly calling for President Joe Biden to quit his campaign. Details are coming up in your political news. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth has your first alert full forecast. We'll be right back.
Tyler Perry, he's not one to hold back on just about anything. And now this morning, he's live on GMA.
Are you ready to go?
It's Tyler Perry live this morning on Good Morning America.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees. Feet, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
With savings this explosive, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is resulting in some very interesting reactions.
So that's $300 off the dining set and $800 off the sectional.
Dude. With over $500 off the bedroom and $200 off the mattress, you are saving $700 today.
Whoa! Plus, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, and 5 years, no interest. When you save this much, you'll be seeing fireworks too. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Chill or grill on a new deck from Par this season. Get a free Makita Bluetooth radio or portable pellet grill with a qualifying Par deck package purchase of wood, TimberTech, or Trex. Visit par.com for details. Par, go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms. Take action with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95 plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Take off for a bird's eye view of a fun riverside park.
We bring our bikes down here, we walk down here, and then when mommy's tired, we drive down here.
Fly the Northwest.
It's a huge asset. I really enjoyed.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next live, Faye Dunaway from her new documentary, Faye, plus the new Bachelorette, Jen Tran.
This is the moment. I feel like the main character in my own love story.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now we're tracking temperatures in the 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, also 50s and 60s for the lower Columbia Basin, and 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blues. Look at that, already 75 degrees in Walla Walla. So we're either mild or warm for now. A little bit later today, no doubt about it, it is going to be hot out there, as we'll end up being about 15 degrees above average for this time of the year. That means middle triple digits for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, the same thing for the lower Columbia Basin, and a mixture of 90s in triple digits for the foothills of the Blues. So if you can stay inside today, if you can stay in AC, I think that would be the most ideal scenario. Now, not only is the heat going to be dangerous for today, but also the fire setup is going to be dangerous, as fire fuel energy compared to historical values going to be up into the 95th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 91st percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and then into the 91st percentile as well for the Blue Mountains. So very dangerous stuff. Please be on your P's and Q's when it comes to fire safety, and we'll have more to say about that coming up a little bit later in the show. For tonight, will be even milder compared to this morning, with 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Will be in the 60s and 70s for the lower Columbia Basin. It's going to be the same thing for the foothills of the Blues. So there's not going to be much of an opportunity for us to cool off, as we very quickly heat things up again into Tuesday and Wednesday. So this will be the peak of this ordeal. And if you really had to split hairs, Tuesday is going to be the hotter of the 2 days, but 109, 110, really what's the difference at that point? And then we'll be a little bit cooler in a Thursday through Sunday, but still up into the triple digits in the Tri-Cities. And given that we're going to have such a prolonged, sustained, extreme heat wave for this week, let's just put it bluntly, let's call it what it is, that means our fuels are going to be very dry, which is why Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are all going to be first alert extreme impact fire days. And we're really honing in on Wednesday and Thursday, because that's when the breezes are going to be at their gustiest. So there's going to be the potential for fires to start and spread very rapidly. Here's the fire fuel energy for tomorrow, up into the 99th percentile compared to historical values for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 96th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and up into the 97th percentile for the Blue Mountains. That is all just a very fancy way of saying it's going to be very dry. The fuels are going to be just asking to be burned. So please don't give the fuels what they want. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Cascades. We'll be near 90 for tomorrow. Even in the mountains, really underscores how hot this heat wave is going to be. For the Kittitas Valley, triple digits through Wednesday, and then very dangerous fire weather for Wednesday and Thursday, just given how windy it's going to be. Then for the Yakima Valley, essentially 7 days in a row of triple-digit heat, maybe a little bit cooler than 100 for Thursday, not by much though. Then for the Tri-Cities, I'm feeling much more comfortable that we'll be able to make it 7 days in a row with highs above 100 degrees. For the foothills of the Blues, it's going to be hot, sunny, and dry over the next week. And then for the Blue Mountains proper, very dangerous fire conditions over the next 7 days, especially into Sunday with that thunderstorm chance.
Thank you, Josh. In political news this morning, more Democrats are calling for the president to withdraw from the presidential race. Now, at least 4 senior Democrats in Congress are publicly calling on President Biden to quit. ABC's M. Nguyen has more.
This morning, lawmakers are returning from their 4th of July holiday as more Democrats raise concerns about President Biden's candidacy. Senator Mark Warner had scheduled a meeting with Senate Democrats today, assembling a group to ask Biden to step aside. But a source says because news of the meeting leaked to the media, it made it impossible to have the conversations between senators privately. In the House, several top Democrats are now privately saying Biden should withdraw from the race, including Congressman Jerry Nadler, Adam Smith, Mark Takano, and Joe Morelli. 5 other Democrats in Congress have publicly called for Biden to drop out. The pressure comes after the president's debate performance and his interview Friday with our George Stephanopoulos.
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about.
Well, that is the answer that most concerned me as well. This is not just about whether he gave it the best college try, but rather whether he made the right decision to run or to pass the torch.
In battleground Pennsylvania this weekend, Biden insisted he's staying in the race. And the president appeared confident in his party's support.
What progress has been made here in Pennsylvania?
Well, there's been a lot of progress. We got a lot more to do, though.
Meanwhile, a Philadelphia radio station now says it's parted ways with its host, who acknowledged interviewing President Biden last week using questions pre-selected by Biden's campaign team. The campaign did not deny providing the questions, saying, "We do not condition interviews on acceptance of these questions."
Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, racing fans, listen up to this. The first teaser trailer for a Formula One movie, which partially filmed at actual Formula One events, has been released. We have a look at it, plus the Jaws-inspired Lego promo. That's all coming up in your entertainment headlines.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
I'm crying on the first night. What the heck?
A season? Tears in the making.
I'll lose it if I call my mom. I can't call my mom.
Visit us at our new urban wine bar in historic downtown Kennewick. Choose from a variety of wines and food from our expanded menu. Enjoy time with friends old and new. After hours with riverfront views from our shaded patio, we are Murray Gaston Wine Bar.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess, nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting them to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
It's 1,000 miles from here. Our open southern border is costing us billions and bringing deadly drugs into our communities. The rich are doing just fine, but working families are struggling. I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message because even though the political establishment told me to wait my turn, I'm running for Congress now to secure the border and lower the cost of living, because Washington families can't afford to wait any longer.
Stop thinking, let things happen, and be the ball. Better yet, see the ball with K2 Vision RLE. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Take off over a fun park. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, Brad Pitt is feeling the need for speed.
Also good news if you're a fan of Legos, David Daniel has the details in today's Hollywood Minute.
We need to build our car for combat.
How am I supposed to make that safe?
Who said anything about safe?
The first teaser trailer is out for F1 from Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski. Brad Pitt, Kerry Condon, Damson Idris, and Javier Bardem star in the racing flick, which was filmed in part at actual Formula One events. The checkered flag drops for F1 in IMAX and other U.S. theaters June 27, 2025. Lego's latest Brickbuster video pays tribute to the original Blockbuster. Jaws in a Jiffy is a promo for Lego's film-inspired display set featuring Chief Brody, Hooper, Quint, and Bruce the Shark. The nearly 1,500-piece set includes a tile with Brody's famous line, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." Lego does warn fans the set, due out August 6th, does not float. Going fishing in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
1,500 pieces.
That's a lot. I'm not huge on Legos, but that Formula One movie looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good. I like Lego.
You do?
I do.
What? Really?
It's fun.
I didn't know this about you.
Yeah.
It is kind of fun, but I don't know. I'm not that like Lego kind of person.
I haven't watched a lot of like their little movies.
I haven't seen any of the movies.
But it's cool.
But I hear they're good.
Yeah.
So I should. And this new one.
Yeah. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, temperatures are rising and it's going to be an even hotter week. When we come back, we share with you tips from Benton PUD on how to keep your home cool during this heat wave.
And one of the hottest places in the world, Death Valley, California, beat a new heat record over the weekend. We tell you how hot it got in just a few minutes.
The extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is on now, and the savings are explosive. Best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 5 years, no interest financing. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Indulge in Legends Casino's Seafood Buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bath Fitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bath Fitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bath Fitter. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Join us Saturday, July 20th in historic downtown Prosser for the 20th annual Prosser Art Walk and Wine Gala. Sip award-winning wines and craft beer while strolling creations from artisans throughout the Pacific Northwest. Enjoy live music and a variety of food trucks for an evening not to be missed. Tickets are just $20 and on sale now at tourprosser.com/artwalk.
A drunk driver just blew a stop sign and we collided. My vehicle was totaled. What about the vehicle? How am I gonna get to work? How am I gonna continue taking care of my family? I contacted Tamaki Law and I told them about what had happened. Tamaki made it very simple, very easy. It was a stress relief for me. If you happen to be in an accident, call Tamaki Law.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms. Take action with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95 plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Next ET, Nick Cannon and BTAC's son turns 2, our exclusive Inside Legendary's birthday bash. Plus, we're kicking off a week with TV greats. Susan Lucci on a soap opera return.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7.
Shop and save during the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit, just $299.99. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, it's going to be a very hot week as temperatures rise. We have tips from Benton PUD on how you can keep your home cool.
And speaking of that heat, one of the hottest places on earth, Death Valley in California, broke a heat record over the weekend. We tell you the temperature that was recorded coming up.
Cooling centers are available locally if you need a place to beat the heat. We tell you where you can find one near you.
And today is going to be a very hot day. That also means that fire impacts are going way up. I'll tell you how to stay safe in regards to that coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, July 8th. And Jessica, just moments ago, I stepped outside and I can confirm
Are you okay?
It's warm, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's not excessively hot just yet, but it is definitely warm.
It's apparently getting there. That's what Josh Colpeth has been telling us all morning. So let's check on with our chief meteorologist right now.
Yeah, it is feeling either warm or mild, just kind of depending on the microclimate that you reside in for this morning. So in Pasco, in this view, of course, coming courtesy of the Dust Devils, but 59 degrees right now. Officially in the Tri-Cities, we're at 59. We're in the 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, and 60s and 70s already for the foothills of the Blues. Look at that, 75 degrees already for this morning in Walla Walla. Very warm stuff. And of course, a little bit later today, highs are going to get up into the triple digits for most spots. Will be around 105 for the Tri-Cities, and that is really going to stress out our fire fuels, which is why we're going with the first alert high impact fire day for today for the entirety of the viewing area. As again, just to reiterate, it's going to be hot. The fuels are going to be dry. There will be that risk for a fire to start over 100 acres. So here's some tips that I really want you to take to heart for today, okay? Avoid tossing a burning cigarette on the ground. You shouldn't do that to begin with, especially not around this time of the year. If you're parking a hot vehicle, make sure it's not over dry vegetation. Gather your fire evacuation kit now. Collect essentials you don't want to lose. And of course, familiarize, that is a hard word, yourself with your evacuation plan.
Thank you, Josh. Those are all great tips, but you did mention that the heat is only going to get worse in the coming days.
And Josh, you've been busy tracking many of the fires and how they've been driven by the heat we've been seeing.
Yeah, that stresses out the fuels. That can make the flame, the flaming front itself act up, and sometimes that can, create its own weather around the fire. That can promote gusty winds, and that can also spread around the fire as well. So heat and fire go hand in hand, but if you had to parse out which is the more deadly, that unfortunately definitely goes to heat. Well, this forecast is going to be very dangerous over the next week, and for a couple different reasons. Number one, the fire aspect of it. Of course, you're seeing some of the results of that, some scorched earth. This is from the Broadmoor fire, and that happened in Pasco back on June 21st. And fires like this can be driven by the heat, and it's the heat that's actually way more deadly than any fire can be. So let's go ahead and show you some of the stats to back that up. According to NOAA, over the past 30 years, if you average out yearly weather deaths, heat beats everything else by a 2-to-1 margin. So we're talking very dangerous stuff here. We need everyone to be on their P's and Q's when it comes to heat safety. So yes, now that we've established that heat is easily the most deadly weather phenomenon, I still don't want to avoid the fire aspect of the situation, because it will be very dangerous. Sometimes it can be deadly, and someone who's been looking into the fire aspect of this forecast very closely is our own Riley Fitzgerald. Riley, what can you tell us?
Yes. So I talked with a supervisor with the Benton PUD about how this extreme heat wave also could impact our houses through this fire danger.
If it's under a line, if a fire's around a pole or something like that, and there could possibly be an outage if a fire were to burn down a pole and things, that sort of thing. That would be the main concern with a fire, would be to take out some sort of distribution line or something like that.
And it's not just fires that will affect our ability to stay cool in these extreme temperatures. It's also how we're using our energy. So with these extreme temperatures reaching more than 100 degrees, you may want to crank the temperatures down inside. When it comes to this heat, air conditioning can be working overtime to keep us cool. I talked with Robert Frost, the supervisor for energy efficiency at Benton PUD, about what to do to make sure not to overwork your systems in the extreme heat.
So as far as energy savings, kind of the best place to start is closing your blinds in your house, making sure that sun's not radiating inside and heating up your home. So keeping the blinds closed when it's the hot days, and then in the evening hours, if the temperature is cooler than your thermostat settings, opening those windows back up and getting some air in the house to cool it off, kind of per se free air conditioning at that point if the set point's higher than the temperature outside.
Frost says they recommend setting the thermostat at 75 degrees to 78 degrees in the summer for cooling, if at all possible. Frost also says they know people will be running their air conditionings quite a bit during this heat wave, and contractors will likely be working some overtime as the heat continues. He advises to have a place ready to go in case your AC does go out, and also to check on vulnerable populations. Reporting for Good Morning Northwest with Josh Colbreth, I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Now, Josh and Riley got to cover that over the weekend, so thank you both for that. Now, because of this heat that we're getting, cities around the region are setting up temporary cooling centers. In Walla Walla County, there are several options for people to go to. The official cooling center is First Congregational Church on Palouse Street in Walla Walla.
It opened up on Sunday and will stay open through Tuesday, July 9th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, this is the designated cooling center, but residents can also cool off at splash pads, pools, the public library, or Cinemark Grand Cinemas. And in the Lower Valley and Tri-Cities region, several temporary cooling centers are also available. In many of the city's Mid-Columbia Library branches are open during business hours to help people.
To find a location near you, you can head to applevalleynewsnow.com. We've got the information on the cooling centers, as well as addresses, phone numbers, and hours of operation.
While most of us are trying to escape the heat, some people are actually heading right into it as a tourism experience.
Death Valley in California shattered a heat record over the weekend, reaching 129 degrees. People from all across the world have been visiting to experience the heat for themselves. No idea why they want to do this, but they're posing for pictures with a thermometer.
Yeah, so here at Furnace Creek, there is an official weather station that's managed by the National Weather Service out of Las Vegas. That is the official thermometer. So when we talk about official heat records, that's what we're looking at. But outside the visitor center, we also have a digital thermometer that has a nice display, so visitors can come, they can get their picture next to it, and they can document their experience. The one outside is really just to highlight the extremes here in Death Valley and have that visual representation so people can really acknowledge and share their experience in the park.
Okay, while the thermometer outside the weather station was reading 133 degrees, Park Ranger Matthew Lamar says it is in direct heat and tends to read 1 to 5 degrees warmer than the official temperature. Still far too hot for me.
Oh, thankfully it's, 129.
129, not so bad,
Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the EPA and the Department of Justice are suing 3 Lower Yakima Valley dairies.
This comes after they claim it failed to control the amount of nitrate going into the groundwater. Emily Goodell with that report next.
Take off over a fun park. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
STCU is pleased to support Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
64 restaurants, 4 regions, 1 champion. Get ready to make your voice heard in the Restaurant Showdown. Coming soon from STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and the new location on West Court Street. July 10th is a 710 sale from 8 to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. This year is off the charts. Get 50% off glass. Free goodie bags for the first 300 people through the door. Free tacos from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. only at our Kennewick location. Don't miss the huge savings on the one-day July 10th 710 sale at all 6 locations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Let's have a good time. Tuesday, it's an all-new season of Celebrity Family Feud. Team Megan. And a special look back at decades of laughs. That's different. It all starts Tuesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Take good care of you, Bruce Heating and Air.
My mom, soccer is my life. I've been playing for as long as I can remember. Scoring goals, hanging with my friends, the travels, it's really fun. Before hitting the field, there's this tradition I have, grabbing snacks. Pre-game feel, you know? Whether it's gearing up for an away game or it's a quick stop, my Hapo debit card is always with me. Just like my teammates trust me on the field, my mom trusts me to make smart choices off the field. Where do you, credit union?
Apple Valley News Now, recently honored by the Society of Professional Journalists with first place awards for general excellence, breaking news, health reporting, and video series. We all like awards, but our mission is to serve you with news that gets results. We are Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Next live, Faye Dunaway from her new documentary, Faye, plus the new Bachelorette, Jen Tran.
This is the moment I feel like the main character in my own love story.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. The EPA and the Department of Justice are suing 3 lower Yakima Valley dairies they claim have failed to control the amount of nitrate leaching into the groundwater.
Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell has a breakdown of the claims in that lawsuit and what you should do if you live near those dairies.
According to a federal lawsuit filed on June 26 against Bosma, DeRuyter, and Cow Palace, the 3 dairies together have more than 30,000 animals.
Dairies generate large quantities of liquid and solid animal waste, which contain nitrogen that can turn into nitrate in the soil. So dairies typically spread the manure over cropland, and that can be a safe process except for when it's not done properly.
If it's not managed properly, the nitrate migrates into groundwater, contaminating nearby wells.
That high level of nitrate in drinking water then can cause very serious conditions, especially for infants and at-risk individuals. And this can actually impact humans and livestock with the way that our bodies take in oxygen and impact the circulatory system.
In 2013, the dairies came to an agreement with the EPA to take measures to reduce nitrate contamination. The lawsuit claims they never did what they were supposed to, and now a new motion by plaintiffs asks the court to order those dairies to test wells within 3.5 miles south and southwest of their facilities, and provide safe drinking water for residents whose wells test above the EPA standards for nitrate at 10 milligrams per liter.
So this action is taken to expedite the efforts to have our water be safer, and out of real concern of everything that we're hearing from the lower Yakima Valley residents who are really concerned about the health of their families, the safety of their water.
But in the meantime, if you live in that area, there is help available.
This funding that EPA provided to the Department of Health and Yakima County has launched a Safe Drinking Water initiative to offer free well testing and free drinking water for homes whose wells exceed the safety standard for nitrate.
You can learn more by calling the EPA hotline at 509-204-1941 or 888-508-6344. In the lower Yakima Valley, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
And we have links to more information about nitrate and local resources up on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've shared tips with you on how to beat the heat as temperatures rise this week, but just how much are they rising?
When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth will have those answers in your First Alert forecast. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Meet Ann Carlson, a Stacey Lee fan.
Stacey is professional, and I like that. I'm in Hermiston. We don't have a local weather station. You know, your station and Stacey seem to cover our area.
First Alert Weather with Stacey Lee. Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
At the Pacific Clinic, we understand the juggle of parenthood. That's why the PC is your one-stop shop for all your health, sports, and medical needs. Schedule your appointments around your favorite group fitness classes and use our on-site childcare services.
From women's health to care for your little ones, we practice a comprehensive approach to keep your family feeling great.
With our quick and convenient scheduling, we'll get you in within the same week, often the next day. Call us today at 509-783-5465.
This is Rhonda. She's a soul line dance instructor. And this is Rhonda's Good Feet story.
I love dancing, but I had foot pain and hated the fact that I had to sit out a couple dances. But since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports, I definitely have not felt the pain. I am able to dance longer, feel happier. My energy levels have increased. Once that energy gets into you and you're feeling good, double spins.
Get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers during the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every 1,000 you spend. Save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup. And check out the Factory Direct Summit. Now only $299.99. Purchase a Tempur-Pedic and score a $300 gift. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Welcome to Premier Woodworks, your premier source for custom cabinetry and full-service interior design. Our custom designs are brought to life with 3D images to help you visualize the final result. Our high-quality cabinetry is crafted with care and attention to detail. From kitchen and bath design to remodel project management, we're here to make your dream space a reality. Premier Woodworks, located at 109 North Washington Street in Kennewick.
If your family is anything like this, you need quality floors from Empire today. Like durable carpet with built-in stain and pet protection. Tough wood laminate with a scratch-resistant finish. Or waterproof vinyl plank floors. Even bath time is no match. And when life happens, Empire backs every floor with great warranties. Quality floors you can count on. Save $350 on your next project. Call this special number now.
1-844-254-8536.
Take off for a bird's eye view of a fun riverside park.
We bring our bikes down here, we walk down here, and then when mommy's tired, we drive down here.
Fly the Northwest.
It's a huge asset. I really enjoyed it.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. Good Morning Northwest streams all day at applevalleynewsnow.com and our mobile apps. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is a very mild morning out there as we're in the 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Also 50s and 60s for the lower Columbia Basin. But look at this, 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blues. Already up to 75 degrees this morning in Walla Walla. A little bit later today, it is going to be a very hot day as we'll be in the middle 100s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Same thing for the lower Columbia Basin, a mixture of 90s and triple digits for the foothills of the Blues. This is going to place us at about 15 degrees above, 15 degrees above average for this time of the year. Tomorrow, we're going to end up being about 20 degrees above average. So if you can stay in the AC for today, that would be pretty preferable, but if you do have to go outside, of course, pack the sunscreen, pack the water, take plenty of breaks, and of course try to stay in the shade as much as you can. Not only are we concerned about the heat for today, but we're also concerned about the potential of fire starts, which is why today is a First Alert High Impact Fire Day. Today's fire fuel energy in terms of historical percentiles, folks, is going to be way up there. As we're going to be into the 95th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 91st percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and up into the 91st percentile as well for the Blue Mountains. So you have to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to fire safety. For tonight, we'll turn milder compared to what we see for this morning. 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, 60s and 70s for the lower Columbia Basin, and also 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. So that doesn't really give us that much of a chance to cool off because temperatures rebound into Tuesday and Wednesday. This is likely going to be the peak of this heat wave. If you really want to split hairs, yeah, Tuesday is going to be the hotter of the 2 days, but 109, 110, what's the difference at that point? And then we cool things down into Thursday through Sunday, but we'll still be up into the triple digits in the Tri-Cities. And given that we're going to have sustained extreme heat, that means that our fuels are going to be very dry, which is why we're going with the First Alert Extreme Impact Fire Day for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with us really honing in on Wednesday and Thursday because that's when the winds are going to be at their windiest. Now, for tomorrow, take a look at these fire fuel energy metrics, as we'll be up into the 99th percentile compared to history for Kittitas and Yakima counties. We'll be into the 96th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and then up into the 97th percentile for the Blue Mountains. This is very dangerous stuff. You have to be, again, on your P's and Q's, not only when it comes to heat safety, but also when it comes to fire safety. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Cascades. Near 90 degrees by tomorrow, so that really underscores just how hot we're going to be, 90 up in the mountains. And then for the Kittitas Valley, triple digits through Wednesday. Very dangerous fire weather conditions for Wednesday and Thursday, given the aforementioned winds. Then for the Yakima Valley, essentially 7 days in a row of triple-digit heat. Cutting it pretty close for Thursday, but I think you get the gist. Then for the Tri-Cities, it's really the same thing. 7 days in a row where our highs are likely going to be right around 100 degrees, if not way hotter than that. For the foothills of the Blues, it's looking hot, sunny, and dry over this next week. And then for the Blue Mountains proper, dangerous fire conditions all this week, and we're eyeballing that chance for lightning on Sunday very closely.
Thank you, Josh. In consumer news now, John Deere is expected to soon lay off hundreds of employees across the country.
The farm equipment company says it will let go about 600 employees across 3 U.S. factories by the end of August. The decision is Deere's latest in a string of production layoffs over the past year.
It also comes as the company shifts production to a newly planned facility in Mexico. Deere has sought to reposition itself as a technology company amid falling agricultural revenue in the United States.
Boeing is paying a fine to avoid prosecution, according to a filing from the Department of Justice. It says the aircraft maker has agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy to defraud the U.S.
That charge stems from 2018 and 2019 crashes in which 346 people died. The document lists the fine as up to $487 million. That's a fraction of the almost 25 billion victims' families want Boeing to pay. And Boeing confirms reaching an agreement in principle, but did not give details. And we'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast.
But first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, surviving a 4th of July shark encounter.
Just panicked, trying as fast as I could to just get to shore any way I possibly could.
21-year-old Connor Baker of Ohio was vacationing in Florida when terror struck at New Smyrna Beach.
All of a sudden I felt like my foot was just being like stabbed on both sides, bottom and top.
And this morning he's telling his story to GMA.
I saw my foot and I could see I could see the bite on my foot. That's when it really hit, like, oh, it was a legit bite. I wasn't just overreacting. I got bit.
Shark bites in some locations have been on the rise.
Well, and if you increase the number of people in the water, the chance of a shark bite, goes up. But to have multiple shark bites within close proximity and time to one another is pretty much unheard of.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on if these shark encounters are becoming more common. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Alt, ABC News, New York.
Moving forward with node-positive breast cancer,
my fear of recurrence could have held me back.
But I'm staying focused
and doing more to prevent recurrence.
Verzenio is specifically for HR-positive, HER2-negative, node-positive early breast cancer with a high chance of returning as determined by your doctor when added to hormone therapy. Verzenio reduces the risk of recurrence versus hormone therapy alone. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm focusing on what counts.
Talk to your doctor about reducing your risk.
Now, the morning sprint.
Welcome back. Time right now is 6:52.
We're going to get to your first alert forecast in a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. Starting off, the Kennewick Police Department is investigating the fatal shooting of a man on Saturday. Officers responded to a weapons complaint at the Crown Village Apartments at 445 North Fallen Street shortly after 7 p.m. When they arrived, they found a man in the parking lot with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital but did not survive. They've not released the victim's name at this time, and information is limited.
A man has been arrested for allegedly threatening someone with a sword while at a gas station in Richland. The Richland Police Department responded to the area near the Fred Meyer on Welshin Way around 11:30 yesterday morning. According to the person who reported the incident, the suspect had ran up to him in a threatening manner and unsheathed his sword. That's when the victim took off on his motorcycle and called 911. Officers found the suspect walking at the intersection of Welshin and Aaron Drive and detained him. Officers found a large piece of rebar and a 2-foot-long sword attached to the man's backpack. He was booked into the Benton County Jail for second-degree assault.
Airport traffic in Yakima was temporarily stopped when a man ran onto the runway. The Yakima Police Department was called out to the Yakima Airport just before 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Officials say a man who had run onto the runway without permission. Airport traffic was held so officers could access the runway and capture the man. According to YPD, the man appeared to be having a mental episode. He was taken into custody and later booked into the Yakima County Jail for criminal trespassing.
New details on the arrest of a former Kennewick School District security guard. Angelico Calder is accused of kidnapping a teen and taking her to Oregon. According to court documents, the teen's family was concerned about the girl's relationship with Calder and took their concerns to the school district. At one point, the teen also told her mother that Calder was planning on getting guardianship of her and they were moving to South Dakota. Investigators say Calder also gave the teen what is commonly known as a burner phone. Court documents say Calder took the teen on spring break without telling her family, and when questioned about where the teen may be, investigators say Calder lied and said he hadn't been in contact with her for several months. Authorities found surveillance video that shows he drove the teen to Oregon, and they say when he was confronted with this information, Calder admitted he had taken her. To find more details on this case, go to applevalleynewsnow.com.
Construction of a new roundabout at Road 68 and West Court Street in Pasco begins today. The work will result in some traffic disruptions. Beginning today, the city will be closing Road 68 at the north end of the intersection of West Court Street. Road 68 south of Court Street will remain open and there will still be access to businesses nearby. The project is expected to continue through mid-September, and drivers should expect detours and delays throughout the duration of the construction period.
The Tri-Cities Airport will be getting nearly $6 million from the FAA for pavement improvements. The airport says the grant will fund the reconstruction of pavement, some of which has been around since World War II. Officials say the improvements will help keep the airport safe and efficient.
In the Lower Valley and Tri-Cities region, several temporary cooling centers are available. In many of the city's Mid-Columbia Library branches are open during business hours to help people. To find a location near you, you can head to applevalleynewsnow.com. We've got the information on the cooling centers as well as addresses, phone numbers, and hours of operation.
In Walla Walla County, there are also several cooling center options. The official cooling center is First Congregational Church on Palouse Street in Walla Walla. It opened up on Sunday and will stay open through Tuesday, July 9th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we'll check in now with Josh for a final look at your first alert forecast this morning. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Jessica. Yeah, just to really underscore the point you were just making, please utilize those cooling shelters for today, as you're really going to need it. I'll show you the temperatures later in the day in just a second. But first, for this morning, feeling mild out there, 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. Look at this, just went up to 70 degrees already in Yakima. 60s for the lower Columbia Basin, and already 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blues. A little bit later today, most of us are going to end up in the triple digits, so a very hot day. It will be about 15 degrees above average for this time of the year. It will be even hotter into Tuesday and Wednesday, right around 110 for the Tri-Cities, which is going to place us at about 20 degrees above average. So if you're going to be outside over the next week, If you're going to walk the pets, do that early in the morning. Of course, make sure that you yourself are hydrated, but especially make sure the kids are hydrated, and check on all the vulnerable populations, especially the elderly.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. GMA is next.
Your local news is back tonight at 5, and you can always find the latest updates on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Have a great day.